Welcome back to the Pick and Roll podcast. I'm Brock.
And I'm Ben. So we've had a little trouble here getting an episode out, but
Yeah.
we're fine. You guys are supporting us still. We're still growing in viewers and subs every day, so we're happy about that. Anything else to say before we get right into quick discussions?
Yeah, you're not going to be able to see the third episode that we shot, or that we recorded, I think Thursday?
A week ago today.
Yeah, a week ago. So we technically didn't miss an upload. We did miss the upload, but yeah.
We didn't miss a record.
We didn't miss a recording.
But the first discussion topic is going to be Manu Ginobili considering retirement. It's about time.
Yeah.
He's getting up there.
Up there in age.
And he's giving him 7 games most that I can see. But it's a great career. Hall of Famer?
I think so.
Really? I don't know yet.
I think he's had a great career.
I don't know yet.
I think
You-
Prime Monty was
Okay.
good.
And
15.
then the NBA has not made these official rule changes yet, but these rule changes are in the works and they're most likely going to happen. After an offensive rebound, teams will have the shot clock reset to 14 and not an entire 24-second shot clock again. I don't know what that does exactly. They experimented it in the Summer League, the G League last year, and they've had it in the WNBA for 3 years now. So what do you think that's going to do? Like, is that going to...
I think that's going to make the score go up.
Not much, but
Not much, but it's definitely going to raise the scores.
raise it, you think?
I
Why?
think so. The time's getting cut down.
Well, yeah, 10 seconds. So instead of a team having 24 seconds after they get an offensive rebound like a normal possession, they have 14 seconds, and they gotta hurry. Well, So you're saying if the NBA had a 14-second shot clock, the scoring would go up?
I think so.
I'd say go down, because then teams are rushing, and defenses don't have to stand there for 24 seconds. They don't have to stand there for 14, so they're gonna give it their all-out effort.
I mean,
I'd say it goes down.
That's a
I don't
different-
know yet. I still don't know. And then they're simplifying the clear path rule. There used to be 5 rules to that, 5 bullet points. They're going to simplify that down to 2 or 3, I'm pretty sure. So it'll be a lot less complicated in like reviews and stuff. It won't be as complicated.
all right.
But we're going to get into the main topic of this episode, the position player rankings. We're going to rank every position, their top 10 players. We're going to start at 10 and work our way up.
10 go up.
Yep. Okay. So his list is on here. At number 10, I have Drew Holiday of the New Orleans Pelicans. He's a great player. Might be playing shooting guard this year. I still classify him as a point guard because Elfrid Payton could start at point guard. Yeah. Who do you have at 10? Are we gonna say our whole list? I'd say we just go 1-1-1.
Yeah, I think so too. I also have Drew Holiday. I think he's a great player for the Pelicans. You said a lot about him, so I don't think I can touch up that much about him. Number 9, I have Jamal Murray, your Denver Nugget.
Yeah. I don't even have him on my list.
I think he's a great player to your team, and
Yeah.
I think he
Good playmaker.
contributes.
Great shooter. Number 9, I have Kyle Lowry. Similar player to Jamal Murray, I would say, but Kyle Lowry is a little more accomplished. As of right now, I think Kyle Lowry is the better basketball player than Jamal Murray. At number 8, I have Kemba Walker. Doesn't have help. Probably he needs to get out of Charlotte. He does.
He definitely needs to
But
go.
he's definitely better than Kyle Lowry. There's been discussions on that I've seen on Instagram lately, but he's better than Kyle Lowry in my opinion.
I also have Kemba, which is funny. Yeah, I think if he wasn't in Charlotte, he'd be more recognized as a great point guard, like he was his 2 seasons ago. He was actually recognized as a good point guard.
Your turn. We're on like certain teams.
Number 7, I have Ben Simmons. Even though he can't shoot a 3 to save his life, I think he is a very important part of the 76ers.
I also have Ben Simmons. We have a very similar list going on here, but Ben Simmons in a couple years, 2-3 years, he's going to be number 3, number 2, number 1 on this list. He's just got that potential. He's got that promise. I'm very excited to see what he can do in the NBA. Number 6, I have Damian Lillard.
Okay.
He hasn't shown he can perform in the playoffs. That's a down on mine. And I don't know. There's better players than Damian Lillard in my opinion.
All right. At number 6, I have John Wall. I think last year, coming off the injury, I think that was a down year for him. I think he's gonna bounce back this year and turn into his old self, which maybe get into my top 5. We'll see.
Yeah, your turn again.
Oh, number 5, I have Damian Lillard. I think he's a proficient scorer. I think you can just dish it, or you can just give him the ball and he'll get you some buckets.
Yeah. Number 5, I have Chris Paul. Chris Paul, he's been underrated these last year especially because he has James Harden on his team. He's not getting as much attention as he normally did. Like even on the Clippers, he had 2 other guys not overshadowing him. He was the best player on that team, but I just feel like he's not getting as much recognition as he should be. He can make anybody on any team way better than what they were. And then at number 4, I have John Wall. You had him at 6. I have him at 4. I like John Wall a lot. I think he's a faster, I wouldn't say higher IQ, but he can just do things way quicker than Chris Paul can. I think that's why he's higher on my list. And I still think he's better than Damian Lillard because he's a better playmaker than Damian Lillard.
At 4, I have Chris Paul. I think he's a great basketball player, great court vision, and he is a great addition to that he's a great piece to that Houston Rockets team because he's so hard. He's a great defender too. You pass it to James Harden. Number 3, I have Kyrie Irving.
I do too.
Best handles in the league by far.
By far, I wouldn't say that. He has the best handles in
Best
the league.
handles in the league.
By a good margin, not
a
by
good margin. Yeah.
He's got all the talent in the world. He's got all the confidence in the world, but he doesn't show it. That's what I love. He's not a cocky player at all, and I love that.
Great movie.
Yeah, great movie.
Uncle Drew.
Go see it. It's probably out. Is it out in theaters now?
Probably, yeah.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Whatever. We both have Russell Westbrook at number 2. He's your favorite player, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of people say he's number 1, you know? Because all they're looking at is stats. Stats don't lie, you're right, but it's not all about the stats. Do you want to have success? That's Stephen Curry. Do you want to have what today's NBA age is? It's threes, and that's easily Stephen Curry is the best in the league at. I just think Stephen Curry, Russell Westbrook brings more to the table, but Stephen Curry brings more good to the table because he doesn't take away a lot. I'm not saying Russ takes away. He does in some aspects of other players. Like Melo just couldn't do it with Russ.
Yeah, Russ is an athletic specimen, but he's a very big ball hog. Like he will take most of the carries by far.
And then number 1, Steph. Oh, you can go.
Yeah, number 1, Steph Curry.
Do you think I watched Through the Wire podcast? If Steph was traded for Kemba Walker, do the Hornets make the playoffs?
Yes.
Pierre said no.
Really?
Yeah, and they were like, "You're wild as hell for thinking."
I think
they'd be a 6-7 seed.
when the Warriors acquired KD, people forgot about Curry. I think they didn't. Like he was a 2-time MVP, 1-time unanimous. Like you can't forget about that.
Yeah, and the crazier thing was he was unanimous his second year of it. His first year wasn't unanimous; it was his second year, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and that's because he couldn't miss. He just couldn't miss. He's the best point guard in this league. Next we're gonna go to shooting guards. Number 10, I have CJ McCollum, backcourt with Damian Lillard. What are you doing?
My shooting guard's on the other.
Not the. Oh yeah. The start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What the hell? You not take off 4.
Isn't mid. Okay, it's right there. You can barely see it. It's faint.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. He had to send this to my iPad, so it's a
my bad.
screenshot. But number 10, I have CJ McCollum, backcourt with Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard overshadows him. He's one of my favorite players in the NBA. He's a funny guy. And during the All-Star break a couple years ago, he reported for TNT, like he was a sideline reporter during Saturday. I just thought that was really funny. He's one of the more likable guys in the NBA.
And number 10, I have Chris Middleton, the second piece to that Bucks team.
Puzzle.
Bucks puzzle. He's a great player, great scorer. He can get you some buckets also. Number 9, I have Donovan Mitchell. Great rookie year. He definitely a better sophomore year and carried that Jazz team to the playoffs.
Yeah, at number 9, I have Bradley Beal of the Washington Wizards, another guy with a backcourt pair that we just mentioned with John Wall. He is he's not a flashy player. You know, I don't find him very entertaining to watch. I think that's why he's lower on my list, which that shouldn't be why, but I feel like it is. My heart's just telling me bring him lower. And he's because sometimes John Wall's not healthy, and then all of a sudden 2 years ago Bradley Beal wasn't healthy. He just can't. They can't find the right mix, and I think if they did and they clashed and they did exactly what made each other better, that he'd be higher on the list, and so would John Wall.
At my number 8, I have CJ McCollum. We've talked about him. Great second piece of that Trailblazers team. I think, they haven't really done much in the playoffs, but I think maybe they can this year. We're not sure, but we'll see.
Number 8 on my list is Chris Middleton. You mentioned him earlier with Giannis. He's underrated. He's starting to get recognition as each day goes by. I've seen in various NBA shows and podcasts, but he's still. I think he can be an all-star this year. I think he's a dark horse for an all-star bid, but he can crack the code and get in there. Number 7, I have Donovan Mitchell. You had him at 9. I think that's a little low, but he's another Ben Simmons. In 2-3 years, he could be number 4 on this list, and he carried the Jazz. He's the guy for the Jazz, and you're gonna get a lot of recognition when you're the guy.
Yeah, I love Donovan Mitchell. I just couldn't put him over CJ McCollum and my next player, Bradley Beal.
I think the reason I did put him ahead because he is the guy, and they're behind.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I see why you do that. Yeah, Bradley, great scorer alongside John Wall. I think, like you said, if they clash, that's gonna be a good team in the East. And my number 6, I have Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors.
You have Devin
Booker. Oh wait, no, never mind. Sorry, Devin Booker of the Phoenix Suns. Yeah, the number 1 piece there.
25-point scorer.
25-point scorer, 70 points as a rookie. Sophomore year, right? Gonna be paired alongside DeAndre Ayton.
4th year.
I think so.
That's insane.
That was so long ago. I thought it was a rookie year.
Seems with Cat.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I think being paired is gonna be fun seeing him paired with DeAndre Ayton. Nice pick and roll.
At my number 6, I had Victor Oladipo of the Indiana Pacers. Most improved player, wasn't even close. He's
7.
What?
7, isn't it? Oh no, 6. 6.
Victor Oladipo, another one. He's the guy there. Tyreke Evans will take a little bit away from him, but he's still going to be himself. He's one of the more entertaining players to watch too. I really like Victor Oladipo. Oh yeah. At number 5, I have DeMar DeRozan of the newly acquired. He's newly acquired by the San Antonio Spurs in exchange for Kawhi Leonard. Obviously, he's never really been, in my opinion, a top 2. He's number 3. He's been number 3 in some years at the shooting guard position. He's just never been able to be the best shooting guard in the NBA. And he's just slowly regressing. I can see a little bit. He's still an unbelievable player, but I have number 5.
At my number 5, I have Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors. I think he's a great 3-point shooter. But he's the 3rd option on a team, which I don't think you can be top 3 or 4 when you're the 3rd scorer on a team.
It's not his fault. He's so good, though.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Your number.
My number 4 is Victor Oladipo of the Indiana Pacers. Yeah, a lot of flash in this kid. Dunk contests, pulled out the Black Panther, even though he didn't win or get close. He's still a great player. From my Thunder, too.
Yep. My number 4 is going to be Devin Booker. You had him at 6 there. Devin Booker is a highlight reel player each and every night. He's putting up 25, like we said, but he has the ability to put up 35 in a 4-game stretch each game, and that's all-star, almost. It's not superstar. I mean, it is superstar potential, but he's not there yet. I think he can be the number 1 shooting guard. I think he can be a top 6 player in this league when it's all said and done at one point in his career, not all time, obviously. Number 3, I have Klay Thompson. You got him at 5. Klay Thompson, he gets his recognition, which that's weird to say as a third guy, but it's because they're so good. They're talked about so much. Imagine if Klay Thompson was on the Hawks.
Oh yeah, he'd obviously be top 3. I just don't think as a third option I can put him there.
Well, I just don't
So
think
he
it's
doesn't-
fair
He doesn't get the.
to lower a guy's
I feel like
rank as he's playing on a worse or
No,
a
he
better
had more
team.
opportunity on a better team. I just the numbers and like.
He's a 20-point scorer.
Yeah, he is. But
Okay, whatever.
Can't.
You're number 3?
my number 3 is Jimmy Butler.
Mm-hmm.
The Wolves didn't really work out this year how they wanted it to. I think this year last year. This year they can put it together and maybe do some things there. Maybe make the playoffs. We'll see.
I hope not, because that means the Nuggets, their chances dwindle as that happens.
Great player for the Bulls.
You're number 2.
Bulls. My number 2 is DeMar DeRozan. You had him really low, 5, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He's always put out. He's just always been he was the guy in Toronto. He's gonna be the guy in San Antonio. I think 2 is a good spot for him.
Yeah. I just don't agree with that. I agree with what you say, but I don't agree with where you put it. Number 2, I had Jimmy Butler, Timberwolves. He was it was more fun to watch him on the Bulls. Surprisingly,
Mhm.
he had the ball in his hands more. Now you got Towns and Wiggins on his team. I just feel like it's not. He's still getting his shots in. He's still doing what he knows how to do. But I just liked him better on the Bulls. But he number 2. He's clutch as all get out. He knows what he's doing late game. He's their guy down the stretch. So I have him at number 2. And number 1, we both have James Harden. This one shouldn't even be a thought. I mean, you just put him there right away in my list.
MVP last year, deserved it.
I'd say it was LeBron, but you know.
LeBron deserved it too. But
Yeah, Harden's number 1 for sure.
they all deserve. All the 3 candidates did deserve it, but or just had the
At
year.
small forward, my number 10 is Harrison Barnes.
Oh.
So the thing is, we have the exact same list, so we're not gonna keep trading.
Yeah.
We're gonna say these at the same time. And
Exact same list.
yeah, and we bounced ideas off of each other a little bit before this, but not much.
Mm-hmm.
Number 10, we both have Harrison Barnes. What do you like about Harrison Barnes?
He was really good for the Warriors when he went to the Dallas Mavericks. People forgot about him, and he was still putting up.
He's putting up like 18.
He's still putting good numbers, around 20. Just people forget about him.
I get why he
19.
went to Dallas. He wanted to be a guy.
Won the money.
Wanted the money, obviously, too, but being on Golden State, and you realize if Harrison Barnes doesn't leave that Warriors team, the Warriors don't have Kevin Durant. That's crazy. But I think Harrison Barnes leaving was a fact that was going to happen no matter what, because he just wanted to get out of there and have his own team and do his own things. But number 9, we don't have the same one.
Oh, you don't?
We just flipped Ingram and Harris.
Oh, okay.
But I have Ingram at 9. I think,
I'm at 8.
and I had Tobias Harris at number 8, and he had Tobias Harris at number 9.
Yeah.
But both of these guys playing in LA, Lakers and Clippers. Brandon Ingram is gonna be a talent in this NBA. I don't think he can ever reach that superstar potential, but he can be an all-star. I can see it. He's got the look in his eye, as they say. What do you like about Brandon Ingram, or don't like?
Well, I think the wrong side. LeBron.
It'll help.
It'll help him for sure, but I think he'll get less minutes. No, he'll probably.
He's gonna start
He'll
because LeBron's gonna start power forward.
Yeah. Okay. Depending on how you want to play that.
I think they should at least. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but they definitely should.
Yeah. I think he's gonna have a better year. Maybe get higher up on. No, never mind. He won't get higher up on this list. This list stacked beyond now. Yeah, I think he's a good player.
Tobias Harris, a little bit underrated over his career. He's played for the Magic, the Pistons, and now the Clippers with the Blake Griffin trade happening last January. I have him on the fantasy basketball team a lot, and he provides me with numbers each and every night. He's one of the most consistent players in the NBA, and I love that. I love consistent players because when you're inconsistent, you just don't know what to expect. And when obviously you don't know what to expect if someone's inconsistent, but if you're consistent, you know those 17, 18 points is going to be there every night, and you don't have to count on somebody else to pick up the slack when he's down. So I like Tobias Harris.
At 7, we have Tatum.
Yeah,
Jason
he's another one of these guys who could be higher up on this list in a couple years.
Yeah.
This one's gonna be interesting though because Gordon Hayward is back.
Yeah, people forget about Gordon Hayward, who's our 6.
Yeah.
He was a top player in the league before he went down with that injury in the first game, and people forget how good he was. So we'll see how he plays.
Number 5, we both have Paul George, your guy. What do you say about Paul?
I love Paul George. I'm glad he re-signed.
No, I thought you were really upset that he resigned. Didn't you say that?
No.
I'm kidding. Obviously, we're happy when he resigned.
Ecstatic when he resigned. I honestly didn't think he would resign. I didn't get it.
I knew when Russ was having a party.
Yeah, when he was having a party, I was getting some happy feelings. But
So for number 4, we have Kawhi Leonard, and this is a dude. He was number 3 going into last year because LeBron and KD are obviously going to be those 1-2 for this year, probably a couple years more. But he gave him getting hurt and Kawhi getting better. Kawhi or Giannis. What did I say?
Giannis getting better.
Yeah, Giannis getting better is why he's ahead. Giannis last year at this time was probably like 6, I'd say.
I'm like 4, 5.
Okay, but still, he leapfrogs Kawhi as Kawhi gets hurt and Giannis gets better. I want Kawhi to go out there and perform like he used to. I really hope he does. Those injuries don't have effects on him because he was a really special player to watch.
Yeah, we'll see how he fits in Toronto.
Giannis, one of my top 5 favorite players in the NBA. Just lanky, long.
Started the season out hot.
Yeah,
last
he
year.
averaged 35 through the first
And
8
he didn't
games.
cool down. He just averaged out. He still averaged 28 points a game.
Technically he cooled down, but he was still hot.
Yeah, he still averaged 28 points a game, which is insane.
Yeah, he's just everything except shooting threes.
Reason
Work on it, and all of a sudden he could be very special.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, these 1-2 is obvious. It's LeBron, KD. LeBron's obviously the best player in the world. KD is not obviously, but a lot of people consider him the second best player in the world, and I do. I'm one of those people. KD's a better scorer than LeBron, but LeBron is a better winner.
And all-around player.
All-around player. Is that good for small forwards?
Physicality. Yep.
Yeah, physicality too, because KD's skinny.
Mm-hmm.
Skin and bones. Power forward.
Power forwards. There you
Number 10, I have Kyle Kuzma.
go.
I think he could be a 6-man of the year candidate on the Lakers.
Completely forgot about how Kuzma would make my list.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I like
I
Kyle
see a
Kuzma
guy
too.
that's whoa on there.
I like Kyle Kuzma. Number 10, I got Jabari Parker. He's making $20 million now this year. He's in Chicago, his home city, his hometown city. He had that injury a couple years back, kind of set him back, but I think he'll be top 10, I think.
Number 9, I have Julius Randle on the Pelicans now after departing the Los Angeles Lakers this offseason. He's going to be an interesting player to watch this year.
About Julius Randle, too. No.
He's going to be an interesting player to watch this year alongside AD. Don't know if he's coming off the bench because they got Niko Mirotic there too. But if he is coming off the bench, it's his team on the bench and he can go out and do what he wants. He can get a little reckless at times, but I think Alvin Gentry and that coaching staff there can settle him down, and he's going to be a good player to watch this year.
All right. Number 9, I have Dirk. It's old, reliable. Countless years.
Dirk is Dirk. Yes, he's a top 15 player of all time, in my opinion, and top 20, but he's not right now. I don't know what you were thinking.
I'm a big fan of Dirk. I like his play style, and I like him as a person.
I want to just move on from that. Number 8, I have Lauri Markkanen with the Chicago Bulls. I'm saying this for a lot of players now, but he's another player that in a couple of years could be up there. I wouldn't say top 3, but I think his ceiling would be 4 or 5. That could change easily, though. He's still very young. Set the record for most rookie 3-pointers made. He's just a special player, and he does everything right.
I got your player at number 8, Paul Millsap of the Denver Nuggets. A lot better when he was on the Hawks, but you know he did get
Well, he
injured
was
last
hurt.
year.
He
He
didn't get showcased.
did get injured last year, but I mean he's going up in age, so we'll see.
At number 7, I had Serge Ibaka of the Toronto Raptors. You didn't put him on your list, which kind of surprises me. Former Thunder player, but people kind of, I would say, forgot about him after he left the Thunder. Remember? I mean, they're
He's
not
good for the
talking
Thunder.
about him anymore, and his production level's down. But it's still an elite defensive player. It's still an elite rebounder. It's still a guy that can put up 8 points a game, 10 points a game. I still think he's there with power forwards. He's right in the thick of things.
Yeah.
Number 7 for you.
Number 7, I have Larry Markkinen, the finisher. Yeah, you talked about him earlier. I think he's a great player. I'm a big fan of Larry.
Number 6, I have Paul Millsap of the Denver Nuggets. I just think he could easily go down on this list. I just want to see what he can, because he didn't prove himself wrong last year, is what I would say. He didn't, so say, he was a top 5 power forward going into last season, in my opinion. But he didn't do anything wrong necessarily last season to move him down. I get he was injured, but he didn't regress, in my opinion. He did go down in scoring because he was playing on a team with 3, 6, or 17 plus point scorers, so I get why it went down a little bit, but I think he can put up 17 and 6, and then they have the best passing front court in the NBA. So
Number 6, I have Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin at 6. He's just slept on.
Yeah.
Slept on.
In his prime, he was great, but
Prime. When did he leave it?
he's. I don't like the fit of him in.
I get that, but he's
Detroit.
still Blake Griffin. guys.
People kind of forget about him,
Disappointing.
including me. It's like,
No, you have your own opinion. I'm not saying
but
you're right or you're wrong. I might be wrong,
But
but I just.
I got him there.
Number 5, I have Draymond Green of the Golden State Warriors. He's a guy that does everything. He can do anything you want him to do. I think I'm not a fan of Draymond Green. I don't know if I know a lot of people don't like him, but he just grit and grind player. You know where he'd fit good? Memphis Grizzlies. He'd be a great fit there. I'd like to see that, but then they'd have a heavy front court because they'd have Jaren, Mark, and Draymond. But I just not as good as these other players that are higher on my list.
At number 5, I have Kevin Love. I actually got to meet him when he was back on the Timberwolves. Got a picture with him. Courtside seats, pretty fun. But once he went to Cleveland, he behind LeBron and Kyrie.
That was gonna happen.
It hurt him, and people forget about him. He was good though. Maybe he can turn back to his older self, turn back time a little bit. Got him at 5.
At my 4, I have Love, and I'm gonna piggyback on what you said. I mean, maybe go to vintage Kevin Love, Pink Diamond Kevin Love. He was a lot more spry then. He was quicker. He was more. I don't know. I just like him way better. 3-point contest champion Kevin Love over Kevin Durant. Oof, that was crazy. Your number
4, I have Draymond. Stats don't show how good he is. People don't like him, including me. Not a big fan of him. Yeah.
Number 3, I have Blake Griffin.
At my number 3, oh yeah, keep talking about that.
He's just slept on. I just don't get it. I do get it. He went to Detroit. It's not the right fit, and people forget about players that go to Detroit because Detroit's not a fun team to watch, and they don't perform as well as a lot of other teams in the NBA. But he's Blake Griffin, and his scoring might have gone down a little bit. It probably did, but he's still the athletic freak of Blake Griffin. He's still just amazing, and I don't get how you have Kevin Love ahead of Blake Griffin. I just don't get that. Blake Griffin's a better player. But,
At my number 3, I have Mark Aldridge.
So I didn't put him on my list.
Oh, come on. Disrespecting the
I'd say 50% I forgot about him. Even if I didn't forget about him, I would put him at 9 or 10.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like him.
He showed up when Kawhi went down last year.
He did, but so did Danny Green,
Not
so
last
did
year.
a lot of other players.
He was out last year. He led that team to the playoffs. Nobody thought he would be able to do that. I think he slept on. Great player.
We both have the same 2-1 of Porzingis and Anthony Davis. I almost said Porzingis, that's what he has on his notes, but Kristaps could be lower, but we're gonna say he's gonna be returned to his old self when he returns, whenever he does. Most likely, right now it's like all-star break they're thinking, and then obviously Anthony Davis is all world. He's
Clearly the best power forward.
clearly a lot of these are clearly like I'd say the one that's not clearly is Curry right now.
Mm-hmm.
But the other three, or including this one, the three that we've discussed so far have
Yeah.
been clear favorites, clear cut favorites number one. This is my
favorite
favorite position coming up here.
center. There's a lot of talent.
It's
at
all
center here.
stacked here.
Very stacked center.
Number 10, I had Hassan Whiteside. I've put some disrespect on his name in previous episodes. I might have done that in the episode that we recorded.
Yeah, you definitely did.
But I've said it. No, I didn't, because on the ESPN playoff projections, I put some hate on his name a little bit. But
Yeah, I'm really surprised you put him there because you hate Hassan Whiteside.
I don't hate him, but I don't like him.
Yeah.
But he's still an elite shot blocker and an elite rebounder, and that's valuable at the center position.
He's not on my list, but at my number 10, I got Miles Turner. I think he's got good upside. Very young. He's still developing into a great player, and I think he'd be good for the Pacers.
Number 9, I have Marc Gasol, the Memphis Grizzlies. You don't have him on your list. He was one of the first stretch bigs in the NBA, ones that can shoot threes and step out beyond the 3-point line and knock some shots down. He's slept on sometimes because he's been injured a couple times in his career, and Memphis hasn't really done much. But other than that, I just like his game, and I have him slotted in that.
Yeah, I don't really think the Grizzlies are utilizing him as much.
Yeah,
Than
you see what
they
the Nuggets are doing with, and not even just it's every team with stretch bigs.
Yeah.
Sixers, they're utilizing those guys by
and they're not
putting him out there as
utilizing
often as they can, putting the ball in his hands. But I just don't like what they do there.
And my number 9, I got Clint Capella. I got good memories of 2K with Clint Capella, and that's not the reason I put him on. I think he's a great player for the Rockets, and people forget about him because he's the third option on that team. Not even like the third option.
He's not an option.
He's the third best player on that team, and I think people forget about him there.
Because a lot of the common argument against Clint Capella is because James Harden and Chris Paul feed him the rock. But if you had Cody Zeller at center for them,
They would not be doing as well.
they wouldn't be doing as well. He's the rock down low. He's the guy, and I had him at number 8. He's a very important piece to their puzzle. If they want to beat the Golden State Warriors, they have to have Clint Capella to just block shots inside. They have to.
At my number 8, I have Steven Adams of the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's not even on your list, which is, I think, offensive. I think he's a great center. Even though he might just be getting his points off pick and rolls with Westbrook, I think he's still doing stuff with the Thunder that we need. And
I'm not saying you don't need it. I just think there's other players there that doesn't.
I think he's a great player, and he's slept on him. Of course, you think that he's.
Okay.
That's
I might
not
have.
an example of how he slept.
I would say number 11 for him, but I'm shocked. You have him above Clint Capella. They're the exact same player.
I might be a little
and
biased.
Capella can block shots more. And Capella's a better. Steven Adams doesn't catch lobs much. He's a little
I'm
dumping in the
slightly
basket.
biased because I'm a Thunder fan, but
Yeah, he's there. He's just not above Clint Capella. I'm sorry, he's not above Clint Capella. Number 7, we both had Andre Drummond. We have the same list here on out, so we can just talk this through.
oh, really?
Number 7, both had Drummond. Counterpart to Blake Griffin. Do you think Andre Drummond or Blake Griffin's a better player?
I think Drummond on that team.
I still think it's Blake Griffin, but
He's been there
Working
longer.
his free
He
throw
knows
shooting.
how it works.
it's gone up. He had like the worst free throw percentage of all time, like 36%, and it was 51. Now it's 61, and now I'm predicting he can shoot 75% from the free throw
He
line.
definitely could.
That'd be insane. That's a huge jump. At number 6, we have Al Horford. He's a little slept on at times, but I think 6 is the right spot for him.
Great defender.
Yeah, knocks down the mid-range, even the three-pointer. He's worked on that throughout his career.
Yep.
Especially on the Hawks, he was a beast with Paul Millsap. They were a 60-win team. Mike Budenholzer is an underrated coach, but I'm going off on a tangent there. But number 5, we have Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year. The centerpiece of that Jazz franchise down low. I love Rudy Gobert.
Another player that casual fans don't even know.
Yeah, I mean,
He's just such a
they
great
know
defender.
him. They know of him.
They
They
know of
don't
him. They
know
don't
him
know
like
who he
what he can do. Number 4, we have DeMarcus Cousins. Number 1, about 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Health has declined him. But remember the Golden State Warriors, that could decline him even more, to be honest, because he's not getting the touches as normally would. But he's still boogie, and he's still going to get technical. Yeah, he's so
Alright.
a little angry at times. We both have Cat at number 3. Is a
Might
topic
be
that
higher on the list if he's not playing Fortnite. We'll see.
this is a topic that a lot of
Episode
shows
1.
I've seen. Jokic and Towns, who's better, who's worse.
Yeah.
We both have Jokic. I might be biased. He has Jokic, which encourages
don't-
me that a lot of NBA fans like Jokic.
I don't think the Timberwolves utilize Carl as much as they should in the playoffs.
Well, they have Jimmy Butler. I get why they don't.
In the playoffs, in the last fourth quarter, he touched the ball 3 times.
Yeah, because like I said,
It was
they want Jimmy Butler to have the ball the entire fourth quarter.
Get it called.
We got Jokic at 2,
Mhm.
my favorite player.
Yep.
He's an incredible human being. He's a unicorn, as KD would say. He's triple
player.
double guy. And then number 1 we have Joel Embiid.
Good old JoJo.
Is he the best player in the East?
I think Giannis.
Okay,
And then
I agree
Kyrie,
with you.
and then
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree. So I think that wraps it up for
Mhm.
episode 3, technically 4, but we'll hopefully get this one up.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
This has been the Pick and Roll Podcast. We will see you
See you
next
next
time.
time.